coming up in May is an incredible event for the entire state of Maryland. It's one event that is newer on the calendar for our community. Let me welcome today Ralph and Janine Smith. You're from Crossroad Christian Church, which is of course located in Calvert County, but the event that you're going to be putting on is the Southern Maryland Preparedness Convention. Oh my gosh, what an exciting event.
It really is. And not only we talk that it's Southern Maryland, but it's actually a tri-state event. Wow. We have this advertised on websites in Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., Virginia, as well as Maryland. So it is a tri-state event.
That's incredible. I know you have a phenomenal guest speaker coming in, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first I want to back up just a smidge and tell people where this has come from. There is actually a federal initiative which has come into play recently where the federal government through FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security have try to build a bridge with community churches to work within communities to help people prepare. Everybody knows our area, hurricanes, the bane of our existence. And that's just one kind of an example. So Ralph, talk a little bit about where this idea has come from and what it means for the federal government to partner with the churches.
Well, I think the government realizes, and an example is when Hurricane Katrina hit. The government has resources available, but it's easy to be overextended in a very short period of time. When something like that happens, the federal government, local, state, federal government, realize that one of the places that people know that they can come for help, for instance through Red Cross, things like that, you can go to your local church. And we want to prepare ourselves, the church, to be able to receive any need that might come to the church. And so the government has instituted it's the faith-based organization where they want to partner with local churches, religious organizations to fill that need. And by doing so, when someone comes to the church for food or just shelter, whatever the case may be, A, we want to provide that for them, but B, we are offloading some of the requirement from the police department, the fire department, allowing them to take care of whatever that emergency is, and we can help take care of the needs of the people.
And I think you absolutely just made that so clear for people that are watching. And I think it is a nationwide movement for churches to become more socially and civically involved in their communities. Not just be a place where people stick on a tie and show up on Sunday, but rather throughout the course of the entire week, really helping the community come together in a community way. Janine, let me ask you, the Preparedness Convention, you've really got three focuses. Let's talk about those.
The preparedness, that is getting ready, and planning ahead, and then also preparedness, planning, and practice. So the practice is the fact that you get everything ready, you know what you're going to do beforehand. So by coming here, there will be a lot of speakers there that will help out in that area, that would help to prepare you and get that all ready. The plan is knowing what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. So make sure that you know exactly what you're going to do as you participate in getting all of your stuff together in case of a hurricane or any of that. I mean, we've even had a few tornadoes that have come through here. So with that being said, you can have some of this stuff put aside for yourselves. And the preparedness is just having it ready there for you. Just getting this, and some of the local vendors that will be here will have some of that stuff that you might be able to buy and be prepared in case anything like this happens.
And I love how you said that, because I think being prepared, planning, and practicing is so much more than running to the grocery store for toilet paper, milk, and bread the day before and fighting with everybody else. And it's interesting because this has been a movement in our nation, I think, for quite a while. I remember when the American Red Cross would come in a couple of years ago to MetroCast, and they were talking about an initiative being prepared and planning ahead and so forth.
Absolutely.
Ralph, you're going to have different vendors throughout the course of this event, and also workshops and seminars and what have you.
We want to make sure that what we want to do is we want to offer, we're going to have hourly training seminars where we will teach people how to can. You know, that's some of the things that we've lost over the years is the general community, we don't know how to can foods and prepare. And so we're going to have hourly seminars where we'll teach people how to can. If you don't have water available, we promote storing water, having water immediately available to you. We also will be teaching on how to purify water, how to make just water from a stream clean. So we're gonna teach people how to prepare as well as stock up on the things that they could use. And some of these foods even have a 30-year shelf life on them. So you can store it in your basement for 30 years and it's still good quality food. So the vendors that we will have on site, the vendors that will be not only educating everyone, but having some of their product for sale.
Okay, great. And I can think of probably 10 questions off the top of my head, just as you're going down the list of, really? How do you prepare to store water? Ooh, 30-year shelf life. So it's a good thing people want to mark this down on their calendar. It's coming
Absolutely.
up in May and plan to attend this. Janine, you were talking about vendors earlier, and I don't want anybody to think that this is going to be a dry or overly dramatic event.
Correct.
Because one of the things you mentioned is even if there's a, for instance, 31 vendor, and if
Yes.
you're a girl, you know what a 31 vendor is.
Yes.
So there's going to be opportunities for fun, lighthearted vendors as well.
There is. We have an opportunity to bring anybody. If you sell anything, we can't say no, because there could be a lot of things. We want to draw you all in, including the women and the children.
Absolutely.
We want to be able to put some things and activities there, bring some of our fire department policemen there, so they can also show the children some of the things that they do. But as far as vendors coming in the 31, yay, we have anything that goes towards that. I spoke with a lady just recently who does sell 31, and with that being said, she has a lot of camo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that seems to be very, very popular now. We have the pink camo and we have the man camo, and so all of that comes together, and that's a bag. That is a prepared bag. And what we mean by that is a bag that you can put together that you can grab quickly if you need it, whether you stay at home or whether you go away.
Oh, that is great. I love how you said that, because I'm thinking camo bag would be nice, but what's the point? And like you said, preparedness, again, you have it ready.
And that brings up a very good point when we talk about our vendors, because one of the things that we promote is, if you would have just like a backpack or a 31 bag, is you put things in there that you may need in an emergency. For instance, first aid kits, Band-Aids, things like that. Things that you have around the house, but if you keep them in one central location.
If you have to get up and go,
if you have to get up and
pick it
go.
up and
Correct.
you go.
Absolutely. And you put 2 weeks worth of food in the bag and medical supplies, things like that you, in the event of an emergency, you may not be thinking as clearly as you are when you're calm. So it gives you the opportunity to just grab the bag and go.
Get up and go. All right. Well, if you'd like more information, you can go online. The information is on the screen, and you can ask about becoming either a volunteer or a vendor, or how to get involved.
That
so
would
make
be
sure
great.
you do that.
Absolutely.
And we cannot end this without just letting Aiden at least say hi. Hey, Aiden, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, Aiden is visiting all the way from the state of Alaska.
That's right.
So it's good to have you in. Are you excited about this event coming up? Yeah, you can really tell. All right, the Southern Maryland Preparedness Convention.
Correct.
All right,
Very
it's
good.
coming up in May. Make sure you take part if you can be a vendor, or if you want more information on preparing, planning, and practicing with your family. It's coming up in May. That's going to do it for this week's episode of the Best Buys program. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. You're watching MetroCast Channel 10.